Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. So, I am Claire Jones, if we haven't already met, and I am an author and small publisher committed to changing the world for the better through inclusive stories and practices. So, I am jumping on today for my new self-published author mini-series where I'm going over how to write, publish, and start selling your book in 12 months. So I was able to write, publish, and start selling in 9 months last year for my debut novel. I have been writing since I was in 5th grade, and I've been an entrepreneur for almost a decade at this point in time. And so I want to impart my knowledge unto you through this mini-series. So if you're joining me, please like, comment, share below. Let us know that you're here. No matter what platform you're finding us on, please join in the conversation. I always love talking to my audiences. So today we are going to start at the very beginning with your own personal hero's journey. So if you're interested in the full rundown of what I'm discussing today, please check out my comprehensive 300 plus page self-published author 12-month planner. The pre-orders are available now for both digital and physical versions, and it's available at linktree/clairejoyance. But for now, I want to give you a quick overview of how to identify the themes and story arc of your own life. This is really where we begin as writers, because we have to understand where this kind of contextualization for our writing career comes from. And this is both for yourself as well as for your audiences. It helps tell the story of why you're doing what you're doing in your writing. Human beings love story, and we learn best when information is conveyed through story. So your audiences are going to be much more primed to immediately understand what you're trying to do, where you're coming from, and how they can relate to you if your story is clear, your personal hero's journey, your personal story arcs. This needs to be very clear. Knowing your own hero's journey was going to help you avoid the embarrassment of not knowing what to say when people ask, why are you writing a book? It will save you a lot of stress. Trust me. I get this question all the time when I talk about my publishing and writing journey, is like, why are you doing this? And knowing my personal hero's journey and my personal arcs throughout my life really helps do this and get people onto my team by immediately giving them a chance to know, like, and trust me. So it will also provide you with a storytelling template for your own writing. So if you're writing fiction, think about your main characters. What is their call to adventure? When did mentors, allies, or enemies cross their paths, and how did they respond? That's the story arc that we're talking about for your individual characters. If you're writing nonfiction, think about your reader's journey throughout the book. What threshold do they need to cross in order to understand your ideas? What elixir, secret sauce will they walk away with after having read your book? So it applies to both fiction and nonfiction to really understand the process of the hero's journey and these story arcs that we create for ourselves, as well as for the pieces of writing that we create. So as we begin this exercise of creating your hero's journey, you want to ask yourself, what experiences have you been through that prepared you to have the expertise in your niche without getting a degree or a certification? We're talking about real life, common sense, kind of on the streets experience and knowledge that you've gained over the years. And also, what areas do you have degrees and certifications in? What personal experiences have added to your expertise in that particular area that you've formally studied? We're talking about formal and informal experiences with this. So what parts of your past have had the biggest influence on where you are and who you are today? What are you most proud of? What's your biggest achievement? What did you overcome? Ask yourself these questions so that you can identify what exactly your hero's journey is about. What is the context within which your hero's journey exists? And what did you know at a level of 10 out of 10? This is your expertise. This is your knowledge. This is your potential for transformation that you have to provide for your readers. So to tie it all together, what are you uniquely qualified to do? What talents, skills, experience do you bring to the table, do you bring to your readers? And why would people be lucky to read your stories, hear your stories? And this applies to both fiction and nonfiction. So this is the meat and potatoes of your hero's journey, and it will help you map out what was the starting point? Where were you before your transformation started? What was the call to adventure? So what was the invitation to transform? What was the refusal of the call? We often refuse the call when it's delivered to us. This is like the reluctant heroine, the reluctant hero. We often don't want to go through the process of the change. We don't want to go through the effort of the change. So where did the resistance pop up for you in your journey? When did you meet your mentor? So who guided you on this journey as you went through this transformation? When did you cross the threshold? What did the threshold look like? What event represented the threshold for you? What was the turning point? And then we hit trials. What tests did you encounter along the way? What challenges did you encounter? And then that informs our approach. So how do we approach the biggest challenge that we've met in this path on transformation, of this path of expertise that we are now sharing with our readers? And that leads directly to the crisis or the climax of this journey. So what was the darkest hour? What was the biggest climax, the biggest crisis of this transformation? And then afterwards, what treasure or reward did you receive? What was your triumph? What did your triumph produce as a result of this crisis that you went through in this hero's journey? And then the road back, what happened, what had to happen before you could finish this transformation? What did the returning road look like in this hero's journey? Resurrection, what was the final test? What was the final threshold you needed to pass in order to get the elixir, get the secret sauce, because that's the last step of the hero's journey. What secret sauce do you now have as a result of this transformation that you've been through? And we need to figure it out for yourself and your own hero's journey, but also your books. So what kind of transformation does the reader go through as they absorb and read and enjoy the writing that you have to provide for them? So these questions will help you create a foundation of solid storytelling, both for yourself and your writing. So these are pretty quick. It's just quick overviews. So that's all I have for today. I'll be jumping on Wednesday for the next installment in this mini series. And if you're interested in learning more, just check out that planner that I mentioned previously, over 300 pages, self-published author 12-month planner. There are pre-orders for both the digital and the physical available right now. Linktree/Claire Joyntz for those. Next time, I'm going to be talking about designing an alliance with yourself. So you have to be on your own team as you go through this writing process, as you go through this publishing process. So Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about that. And then in the meantime, please remember that you do have extraordinary stories inside of you to share. And I'm here rooting you on as you use them to change the world for the better. So take care, everyone. Bye.